Drew, you really got heated when the girls were saying that your man is one of the girls. Let's get into the episode. Cue the music. Oh yes, bitches and hoes. I'm back.
I'll drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate up for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toss it out. Flip my weave and walk it out. Look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging? We can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back. Back with another video, and we're here to discuss Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 14, Episode 3. Girl, look, who wrote that Candace suck dick in the locker room? Somebody, we need to get a forensic person, not forensic, we need a PI and a handwriting analysis person to let us know who wrote Candace suck dick in the locker room. Now look, we all done did a little something now and again, you know what I'm saying? And that ain't really none of our business where she's sucking her dick. But I want to know who wrote that, because whoever wrote that just slid on out of the picture like they ain't said what they said. Child, that was hilarious. I think it was more funny that Candy was so mad about it. But let's get into the episode. So the episode opens up, Candy is dancing with her kids. Drew's trying to get her kids on the bus. And Sonya is playing with her gold medal with her son. Now, in the first scene, Kenya is looking at a venue for Brooklyn's third birthday party. She wants to do a tea party for Brooklyn, and she wants to go all out. She says that, you know, she does normally go out for Brooklyn, and this is her third party. This is her miracle baby. She wants to do everything she can to get Brooklyn party up and make it like popping. So they go over the details, child, all the stuff that she wants to have, the drinks, all, you know, the food. She wants the sandwiches cut in little hearts with no crust. Like, it was a whole vibe. It was a whole thing. So David, the girl, sits down with Kenya and said, well, look, we need to start talking about the financial part of it. It's going to be about 10 to 15K. And Kenya was just like, you know, okay. But just keep in mind that, you know, I'm going through a divorce, and I don't know if Mark is going to actually put in on any of this or help me with anything. So let's keep it more toward the 10 side than the 15. And I'm just sitting here going, girl, this is how I know I'm broke. 10 or 15K on a birthday party? I would have never been able to afford that. I mean, shout out to y'all, the girls with the money, because girl, look, I couldn't do it, but she wants to go all out, you know. And she starts to talk about Mark, and she lets us know that basically Mark, she has full physical custody of Brooklyn. However, Mark can come to see Brooklyn anytime he wants, no limitations to how many times he want to do it, but it has to be in Atlanta. So basically, she don't have to never go up to New York. He got to always come down to her. Now, the crazy part is she says that she's ready for him to sign the papers, but, like, what else do you want? What more do you want from me? You already paying child support. You want to add spousal support to it? Like, but you know, y'all know in the teas, in the streets, y'all know in the streets, the people is saying that Mark is trying to take that girl house. Now, I got to be honest, and I got to be fair. As a woman, do I feel away? Absolutely. You a bum-ass nigga. Said what I said. But when I think about marriage and the business side of it, if the roles were reversed, we would be okay with it. So at that, what I'm trying to say is this to you ladies: watch your pockets, fat. Let's move on. So we move on to the next scene. Charade is doing a workout, and she's got Marlo on the way. She asked the trainer, she was like, you know Marlo, right? And he was just like, oh yeah, child, I know Marlo. They start working out. Marlo finally decides to pop up and rear her head a long time after she was supposed to already be there. But Marlo gets there, and Marlo ain't that a workout, baby. But as they do the workout, or as Charade is working out, I want to say Marlo got about 30 seconds total of a workout in. Girl, just sit down and have the conversation. So anyway, they sit down and they talk. And Marlo wants to know from Charade, hey, what's the best style of parenting? Do you feel like you ever, like, spoil Cairo? Like, what's going on? And what Charade said was extremely important. She was like, look, everybody's parenting styles are different. Like, everybody's not going to do it the same. It's just the way it is. Like, you can't go off of what you feel like some people is doing and yada, yada, yada. Just do what you feel is best for you and yours. And I'm with you on that. Because I don't be telling people how to raise their children, but ain't nobody want to tell me how to raise mine, even though mine's grown. But you ain't about to tell me how to raise mine. Say what I said. So I'm with her on that. But Charade lets us know that Cairo is working at Tyler Perry Studios. As a wardrobe person. I don't know what he do, but he over there playing with Tyler Perry and them at the studio. Marlo decides to add that, you know, that's what she wants for her line. She wants her line to be like only straight clientele as a celebrity, like some kind of like, not secret, but just like you got to be in the club to even deal with her stuff. And then she says, you know, I'm a real actress. You better check my IDBM. What she said, she said everything but IMDb. Girl, she was all in the confessional. The producer had to tell her the order of the words, and she said, well, that's what I said. See, this is when throwing shade goes wrong, Marlo. She was trying to say she was a real actress, not like Kenya and Drew. But she didn't even know it was IMDb. Child, I cannot. Marlo brings up to Charade that her and Drew has the same assistant. And now this is like the second time Charade has heard this, right? So now Marlo was just like, yeah, girl, you know, the word on the curb. Candy told me that y'all have the same assistant. He going back spilling tea between y'all and yada, yada, yada. And Charade at this point is just like getting frustrated. Because like Charade said, why Candy couldn't call me and tell me? Why is Candy telling everybody else? And then she gets in her confessional and say, you know, Candy don't like when people talk about her and have rumors about her. And then they played the flashback of the lies, and the whole rumor about the dungeon. She was like, but yet you want to spread rumors about me. Now, if I were to do that, you wouldn't like that. Like, basically, you could have called me. And that's when Marlo says, well, did Drew ever call you? She says, no, and she's another one who has my number. But the gag is, baby, Anthony, the assistant, be spilling tea about her, too. That's what he do. But see, I ain't gonna step there. But she was like, whenever she see Drew, it's on and popping. Listen, Drew, I don't know if this is a part of you just trying to have a storyline. And you know what? If it is, girl, shout out to you because it's making for good TV. But girl, Charade gonna beat your ass. You barking up the wrong tree. How Jay-Z said, do not bark up that tree. That tree will fall on you. Girl, leave Charade alone. Now, I ain't gonna lie. The word on the curb has been for a long time that Charade don't pay her bills. Charade, where there's smoke, there's fire. However, Drew, you need to let it ride, fat. I get it. You need something to be talked about. Girl, you better let it ride for Charade do a hammer time on your ass. But, Charade asked her if she's going, asked Marlo if she's going to the birthday party, you know, and Marlo goes, yeah, you know, I don't really, you know, me and Kenya just getting on a good foot, but we ain't there yet. But, you know, I like No Brooklyn, so I'll definitely be there. So we move to the next scene. Candy is talking to her agent about the play that she has. And she lets him know that she invited the girls to see the show that's up in New York. So the play is doing well. Candy want all the girls to come see. All the girls said that they'll be there. And he asked her about this role on a TV show, I guess, or something called A La Carte. Basically, Candy is going to be playing a lesbian. And Candy was super excited about that. She was like, girl, I've been trying to eat cooch on the screen. She didn't say that, y'all. But she was just like, you know, I really, you know, want to step out my box. And that's something that I don't mind doing. So that's what I want to do. Ty walks in and the assistant or the guy in the computer asked Ty how he felt about Candy shooting a sex scene with a female. And he was like, shit, I'm all for it. Long as it's not with a man. And it's just like, okay, men. I don't know why y'all act like women can't take a woman from a man. It happens all the time. But go off if that's what makes you feel comfortable, I guess. Because girl, bye, y'all acting like it can't happen because it's a woman. See it all the time. See it all the time. But Candy basically says that she wants an EGOT. It's an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. She already has the Grammy. She now wants to work on the Emmy, the Oscar, and the Tony. But baby, she letting the assistant know, baby, you working me too hard, fat. And he said, if you want an EGOT, how you gonna get it if you don't get out here in these streets? It don't just come to you. And then Ty jumps in and hollers, yeah, you know, it's been a little rough since, you know, you don't be here. We only do it like 2 or 3 times a week. It don't be like it used to be. And then Candy was like, yeah, I've been falling off, you know, but shit, a bitch been busy. I got things to do, this coin to make. But Ty ain't trying to hear all that. She lets Ty know that she felt left out because Ty has this show called Socialize. A show, a play, I don't know what it is. It's something. And she feels like he didn't include her on that. She said that he told her she can write on it and she can do something else on it, but she cannot star in it. Todd's whole thing is he wants to be able to do something and get the credit for it because he did it himself. He expresses to her that things they've done together, automatically Candy gets the credit. And it bothers him a little bit. She was like, so you resent me for that? And he was like, whoa, pump your brakes. Never said resent you, but it does make me feel a kind of way. Well, Ty, that's what happens when you marry up. Ty, that's what happens when you practice hypergamy. They gonna say her name. Say her name, say her name. Because she is the name. I mean, it is what it is. Now, you got this whole socialized thing going. If you don't want Candy to be no part of it, don't let her be a part of it. And Candy, stop trying to be a part of everything he want to do. Because you know they're going to say your name, even if you ain't did nothing. Let Todd have his little play or whatever it is, his show, whatever he doing. And then Candy, you got 15 million jobs on the other side, girl. Let Todd do his thing. So people can finally say that he ain't dependent on you. All my women who independent. Let's move on. So yeah, he let her know he don't resent her for that. He just feel like, you know, he want to do his own thing and be a man. Yeah. So go ahead and let him be a man. We move to the next scene. Drew is shopping for Brooklyn's birthday present. Her and that messy ass assistant, Anthony. They out shopping, girl. Drew says she's actually shocked that Kenya invited her since they're just getting on the good foot. Drew says when she met Charade, Charade's response to her after saying hi was, oh, no. Drew says, I heard a lot about you. And she said, yeah, I heard a lot about y'all, meaning him and her and her husband. And, you know, that kind of stuck out to Drew. But the assistant goes on to say, you know, at the end of the day, child, she just wasn't paying me. Drew hollers, oh, I thought she wasn't paying you all your money. He said, no. She wasn't paying me at all. And baby, one thing about Georgia Power and whatever other company he named, they don't care about nothing but the check. So she wasn't paying me, so I had to move on. He even made mention that doggone, he had a vendor that he had set up with Charade, and it was like $25K she never paid. Girl, Charade is out there running off on the plug, allegedly. Charade, you need to come to the front of the congregation and address these claims because, yeah, it's starting to look a little fishy. You know you already got that background. I'm just saying, but, yeah, I'm just saying. Anyway, in the midst of all of this, Drew gets a FaceTime call from Sonia, and it turns out she has gotten into a horrible car accident. I don't want to say horrible. Let me retract that. She has gotten into an accident where an 18-wheeler hit her and basically dragged her up the street. She was hysterical. Drew is hysterical. I'm just like, oh my God. And the first thing I thought of, the first person you thought to call was Drew. Where's your husband, Ross? Well, shit, you got 12 people living in the house. You could have called one of the 19 people that's living at home. Drew, let me find out you just felt like that was a good thing to put on the show. Girl, Drew of all people, girl. But anyway, Drew hurry up and cashes out her stuff. And it was like, I done spent $200 on this little girl. Well, you are in the big leagues now, Drew. That's how the girls spend money. See me, I would have went to the Family Dollar, Walmart, Target. No, I would have went to Target because we was on TV. But you know, I would spent like $100, you know. But you in the big leagues now. You gotta move with the girls. You can't, you know. But anyway, they go over there to go get Sonia. They pull up. Sonia's just so happy to see him. She lets us know that Ross is out of town. In I want to say Texas or LA somewhere. He's out of town doing something with the business that they have. So that's why he wasn't there. But still, Drew girl, that's who you called. So anyway, girl, they get her in the car and they gotta go pick up Deuce because they gotta get up from around there, girl. It's just like, Sonia, don't call Drew again. We move to the next scene. It's the day of Brooklyn's party. Charade on FaceTime with Tyrone, and she was like, yeah, you know, we coming up there to New York, you know, in a couple of weeks or next week or whatever the case may be, for Candy's play. And he goes, oh, for Candy shit? I say, girl, you know what? Anyway, she asked him if he was going to make it, and he didn't know how far his ankle monitor was going to allow him to go, so he told her he'd be getting back with her. Oh, okay. Sanya is getting ready for the tea party, and she's talking to Ross about the accident, and which is like, oh my God, it was so horrible. She starts talking to him about the but as she brings up the accident, she lets him know, look, this is why you can't leave me. I needed you here. She lets us know that they had this chauffeur business that they started, you know, after retirement, and it kind of was doing bad during the pandemic, which everybody's was, but it's picking up now. And Ross is excited because Ross was able to do stuff and see stuff or whatever the case may be. We move to the next scene. It's time for the party, girl. The venue is amazing. Let me just say that. That girl, whoever that was who set that up, girl, you did your damn thing. That venue was off the chain. She shows Kenya around, all the stuff. Kenya is in adoration of this place, as I would be. She showed her Brooklyn cocktails. Oh, everything was late. I mean, everything was great. But it turns out, just like I was about to say, people was late. Girl, you know, the white people was on time. But it was an hour in and wasn't nobody showing up. But Charade finally arrives and she admires the decorations and was just like, oh girl, this is nice. Who did that? And you know, Kenya lets her know, oh, it's the girl, you know, who did whatever. But in my mind, I was like, hey, party planner lady, party decorator, don't mess with Charade. The people say she don't pay, allegedly. Take that information with as you please. Charade asked Kenya if Drew is coming. Now Charade knows why she's doing it. She was like, so yeah, is Drew coming? And Kenya was like, well, yeah, I invited her. She was like, yeah, because I heard about the tea she's going around saying I don't pay. And out of respect, Kenya was like, listen, it's Brooklyn's birthday party. Let's just not do it. You know, maybe we get some drinks and some food in us, but let's not do it. But Charade had already said, you know what? I ain't going to disrespect Brooklyn party. This is for a baby. But if she play with me and act crazy, it's going to be hell to pay. I don't blame you. I truly don't blame you. But yeah, just try to keep it kosher. You know, we don't want Brooklyn party to get messed all up. More people start to arrive. Sonya arrives, her and her son, and then Monietta shows up. But Monietta didn't get the attire portion of the text, because that's what they said the invites were sent through text. But yeah, she didn't get the attire portion because Monietta came in some jeans. That's Monietta on the end. Go ahead on Monietta. I like her. And I heard she from New Orleans. Shout out Monietta. I like Monietta. I think she needs to be like a permanent friend of the show, in my opinion, because I know she's got a lot to talk about. But anyway, Monietta arrives and Drew comes in, but Drew comes in dressed that Kenya wore 2 years ago at Brooklyn's other birthday party. Now listen, I feel two ways about this. I don't shop off the rack. Well, I don't shop the new stuff neither. I shop sales. I ain't even gonna lie. Girl, Fashion Nova, let me see what was in style 2 seasons ago, because it's super cheap. That's me. But god damn it, girl, you on TV. You know the girls know about the fashions. You could have came in your church dress like Sonya. You didn't have to put that on. Then it's just another color. Drew, you just are challenged when it comes to style and fashion and looks. You just are challenged when it comes to all of that. And it drives me crazy. But Kenya goes and say hi and welcomes her in and was just like, yeah, that's the dress I wore 2 years ago. Kenya gets in her closet and asks if Drew is stalking her Instagram. Probably. You never know with Drew, because Drew a little throwed off, in my opinion, allegedly. Charade says, upon Kenya's request, she's going to leave Drew alone. But if Drew get out of pocket one time, that's her ass. And I'm saying, Lord, I hope Drew just shut the hell up, Drew. You don't want this doggone smoke that's about to come your way. So Drew tells Sonya that her husband is out in LA as he ain't never home. And that they've been having problems, child. We don't even care no more, Drew. We don't even care. She said they're not doing too well. They bring up the fact that he had, well, she was like, oh, you had 2 Long Islands too? Who was you with? Girl, if he had 4, then you should ask. But 2, that's a minimum. Who the hell has 1 drink at the bar? Like, who goes out and have 1 drink? Now, if he had 4, then you should have been asking him, because then he should have been falling over. That means it was for him and somebody else. But even still, he could have been buying drinks for people. Girl, Drew. But it is Ralph. I forgot. I get it. I would have been asking him why he bought 2 Long Islands too. Because baby, if he'd have met me at the bar and bought me 1 drink, wouldn't have seen me no more. Say what I said. But she was asking him about that, and he was just like, I'm not doing anything. Ralph, yes you are, whatever. But they had a flashback, and he basically says that that doing all that for her, she always bring the shit up, and it was like a spit in his face. Well, Katui, we don't care at this point. Marlo comes in and was like, nobody's here to greet me. Marlo, it's not about you, baby. It's about Brooklyn. Candy comes in late as hell, girl. They all getting ready to do the surprise for Brooklyn. And guess who comes in? Candy and Blaze. Girl, Candy, this is not about you. Candy, you ruined the good surprise. Like that Adam Sandler movie, girl, you ruined the good surprise. So Candy had to get out the way so Brooklyn can make her grand entrance, and she is so beautiful, so amazing. Brooklyn came in looking so cute. I believe she loved everything that was happening because you can tell she was so excited. Kenya goes up to Candy and said, hey, Miss Late. And Candy was like, well, my assistant said 12:45, and then Blaze was down for a nap. And then, girl, Kenya was like, girl, we don't care about all that. You already late. Like, let's just move on. Like, we don't care. Marlo is, while this is happening, Marlo is over there showing the girls how to sip tea and saying, don't put your finger up because that's ghetto. I didn't know that because I don't drink tea. But yeah, now the thing is put your finger down, your pinky down. It don't go up. But I think Marlo was doing so well with the girls, with the Marlo is really good with kids. To say she never wanted any, she is really good with kids. I love that on Marlo. Deuce is over there acting a damn fool. Sanya trying to get Deuce to sit the hell down, and Deuce said, no, I'm over this, the T, and everybody else. And she was just like, listen, Deuce, why do you feel like you need to be bad? He said, because I just want to, mama. Like, leave me alone, child. Let me run around here and do what I need to do. Miss Sanya, let Deuce alone. Deuce wasn't here for it. I wouldn't be here for it either if I probably was a little boy. So, Drew is over there coloring with her kids, and it's time to take the seats, child. So, the first game is Brooklyn Trivia. The first question is, what's her middle name? The second is, what's her first words? And the third is, what month she started to walk. So now when they're reading back the answers, Marlo guessed her middle name right. And what was her first words? I want to say Marlo got that one right too. Then the next one was what month she walked in. And I don't know who got it, but either way, Marlo was in the lead. Marlo was doing really good with these kids. Next is the Shady Tea game. So this game, basically what Kenya wants everybody to do is write down on a piece of paper some shady tea about somebody in the thing anonymously, and then we'll read them out loud. I don't think it's a good idea. Charade don't think it's a good idea. Candy don't think it's a good idea. Nobody thinks it's a good idea, but you know what? One thing about Kenya, she gonna keep us entertained. So girl, they write down all their stuff. The first shady tea was Monietta said she all natural, but the girls are saying she had surgery. Monietta got up and said, girl, I told y'all I got the girls done. Said that. Like, I ain't even had to hide that. Like, what is y'all saying? Like, I already said that. I've been admitted that. It's all in the book. What is y'all saying? And I was just like, go ahead on Monietta. I like Monietta. I don't know why. The second one was Candy sucked dick in the locker room. Girl, when that girl read that, I fell through the floor weak as all get out. Girl, Candy was like, who wrote this? Girl, when I tell you nobody wanted to confess, I said, Candy, you got the money. Get a PI in a doggone handwriting analysis person, and let's find out. Have them hoes write their name down so you can see who handwriting it matched the most. Girl, Candy was like, I don't want to move forward to nothing. Who wrote this? Girl, when I tell you nobody wanted to come up and say they did that. Charade gave in her comments or her confessional and said, I didn't write it, but I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, hell, she sucked dick everywhere else. Do. Like, what's the big deal? Like, I don't understand. But, so Candy is still trying to find out who the hell said she's sucking dick in the locker room. But Kenya was like, girl, look, you came late. We ain't got time to be playing and wasting with you. We got to move on. And I was just like, oh, so if you'd have came earlier, she'd have gave you more time to figure out who said it? I was confused. But let's move on. The next tea is, somebody said they tried to go on the archive to order something, but they couldn't order. Marlo lets the girls know that that's not how this works. This is not Forever 21 online store. This is not Guess Gap. This is none of that. This is not strategic. What's the word? This is a prestigious online store that allows certain people, such as celebrities, to access these pieces and these items. And the way it works is you don't click and order on my site. You send us an email and we let you know if we want to be bothered with you. That's the way the whole archive thing goes. And I'm just like, I mean, you know what? I feel like that's a niche that hasn't been tapped into. And I think Marlo would be successful because she kind of can control her clientele. And it's Atlanta. There's always somebody and something got going on. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will want to wear a lot of her pieces. Candy over there saying she never sucked dick in the locker room in her life and she's highly offended. Girl, Candy, the girls are over you. Let's move on. Kenya asked Marlo what she said about her borrowing Lisa Ray's Range Rover. And Marlo was like, yeah, girl, the girls were saying that you was borrowing Lisa Ray's Range Rover. Kenya goes, I didn't even know her like that, so that's a lie. And then Marlo goes, that's what the people were saying, girl. You know it's true. And then Kenya tells Marlo, girl, you rented your Bentley or something like that. And Marlo was like, the lies, girl. Paid for it cash. It don't matter. It all depleted when you came off the lot or depreciated. Then Kenya goes on to ask her about the white refrigerator comment. And Kenya says that was a 4-star hotel. Marlo said back in 88, damn sure wasn't a 4-star hotel today because you was a damn lie. I was just like, oh my God. Candy over there, like, she tired of both of them. They keep going back and forth. She's just over it and wanting to see something different. I ain't gonna lie, I'm over it, but I like to see them argue. The next tea is somebody doesn't pay their assistant. Now, Drew volunteered to raise her hand and say she said this. And for the life of me, I didn't understand why. So now Charade was just like, so this what we doing? Set them up, let's play. So now Drew was like, now listen, I'm just telling y'all what people saying or what he said. My assistant said that you don't pay, and I'm just going back to tell you what he said. It's not me. This is what he said. Charade was like, why didn't you tell me? Like, if that's something he really said, you had my number, why didn't you call me and tell me? And she goes, oh, I tried to tell you at the event. Girl, they played the flashback to the event. Girl, she wasn't trying to tell that girl nothing. She just said we need to talk later and then went on to the next thing. You were not trying to tell that girl what was going on. So she goes on, Drew, and says what the assistant said, that basically he hasn't paid her, that he had done work, and Charade never paid him. Charade's argument is he's never worked for me. So why would I pay him if he's never done work for me? And I was like, this is a little reminiscent. I could have sworn this happened before, and she was like, the person never worked. All these people saying they working and didn't work. But I do feel like Anthony is a clout chaser, so he probably made it up. So it makes sense as well when you think about it like that. But Charade's whole thing is, you just should have called me. Like, after telling Candy, who told everybody. Girl, she said Candy told Marlo, then told this one and that one and that one and that one. Candy was the common denominator in all the bone carrying. Now, Charade didn't like that. Now, but Charade, you are a professional bone carrier now. Don't get me wrong, you will come up and fess up what you said. But you still is a professional bone carrier. Why are you mad at Candy? I mean, I get it, but now I don't really get it because you're a bone carrier. I'm confused. And then she tells Candy, she was just like, yeah, you know, that you done told everybody. Candy was like, how I get into this? Well, Candy, you did carry the bone. Now, you got to take the L on that when people say, you know, you had a hand in it. So now, Charade is still there sitting there trying to talk to Drew, but Drew keeps interrupting. Charade tells her to shut the F up and let her talk. And Drew was like, did you just tell me to shut the F up? She said, yes, I'm trying to speak and you keep coming in and talking and it's getting on my damn nerves. Phantom decides to interject and say, that's Charade's friend, Phantom. I don't want to sound like I'm saying Phantom. But Phantom jumps in and said, well, girl, look, Anthony, the same assistant, was the one who said your husband was gay. This has Drew on 50 million, girl. She was hotter than fish grease. So Drew was like, what? Drew ended up trying to go off on Phantom and telling her what she need to shut up and don't say nothing. And Phantom was like, first of all, you're not going to tell me what to do. That's number one. Number two, girl, that's what the boy is saying. So it is what it is. You need to be checking him instead of coming over here spreading that other tea because that's more detrimental tea. And so then Drew looks at Charade and was just like, so you mad at me because I didn't tell you about something as frivolous as paying for stuff, but you knew about this and didn't tell me. And Charade was like, this is a ditzy bitch. She is, Charade. She really is. She called her that to her face. And Drew was like, did you just call me a ditzy bitch? Ditzy bitch is what I said. Say what I said. Because you are. Drew, you look a damn fool. You look a hot ass mess out here in these streets. I get it for TV, but girl, it's hurting your character, fat. Then Kenya jumps in and was just like, look, I feel like Drew, you owe Phantom an apology because she was only repeating what Anthony said. It's like everybody at the table was telling Drew, you got all this vigor and all this stuff for everybody but Anthony. So let's get on Anthony. What are we going to do about Anthony? And then Drew apologizes to Phantom and was like, you know, it was misplaced anger. But as far as Anthony goes, I'm going to put him on probation. You know, Candy made that face. Probation? As everybody at the table, like, what the hell you mean probation? Everybody at the table saying, this man just said your husband is gay and you putting him on probation? And she goes, oh, I didn't hear her say that. He said it. Drew, you are definitely a ditzy bitch. And that's no allegedly. You are definitely a ditzy bitch. It just doesn't make sense. They sitting across the table still talking, and Drew asked Charade, so you don't think you should have came and told me about the gay rumor, but yet you wanted me to come and tell you about the not paying rumor? And Charade was just like, I already said that. Charade's like, this is a ditzy bitch. It's time to sing happy birthday to Brooklyn, child. Everybody, let's get up from the tables. They sing happy birthday to Brooklyn. Some random white child is crying, but, you know, I think it was Marlo or somebody picked the baby up, girl. Kenya feels like the party was a success. She doesn't want Brooklyn to feel like since her dad isn't in her life 24 hours a day that she's missing anything. So that's why she spares no expense for Brooklyn. I love it and I'm here for it. So now they standing around the door getting ready to leave and they talking. And Marlo basically says that, you know, me and Kenya have our little bouts and all that stuff. And that's something that we working on. But we are work in progress. She goes, but at the end of the day, Drew, I really feel like you should have told Charade about what you heard instead of telling it to Candy. And in this prompt, Charade said, yeah, by the way, Candy, me and you need to have a conversation. Candy was like, me? Yeah, Candy, you was the bone collector, girl. The girl wants to see what the hell going on. Candy said she knows what everybody's talking about because she still feel played about sucking dick in the locker room. Girl, look, girl, just dust your knees off. They say the floors is not too good. Let's move on, Candy. We not worried about you. Drew's still going on and on and on. Candy jumps in the middle and was just like, look, y'all still coming to the play next week? Everybody was just like, oh yeah, we coming. Like, don't worry about it, we'll be there. Everybody's trying to break it up, but Drew keeps going in and in and in. And so then Drew hollers, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But she's walking towards Charade, putting her hand in Charade's face. Charade put her hand back. Candy was like, do you know that Charade has a mean right hook? And she was like, I gotta mean everything. It is what it is. See, now you in your feelings because they around there saying your husband is one of the girls. That's what you got to know when you're in this type of setting and you want to spill this type of tea, girl. You know they're going to have tea coming back on you, even if it's not true. That's just the way it is, girl. But even Sonya had to say she's never seen that side of Drew. And felt like coming at Charade, putting the hands in the face, that was the last person she would have doggone came at. Girl, people don't play with Charade like that, miss. Who gonna check me, boo? And you know what, Drew? You would have got beat up just for the sake of getting beat up because it wouldn't even make no sense, girl. Stop it now. You got to stop it, Drew. This don't even make no sense. That's where the episode ended. Child, look, I need us to start our investigation of who wrote that Candy sucked dick in the locker room because I feel like that's a very important question we need answered. We need answers. The people need to know who said what they said. Anyway, that's the end. Y'all drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought about this week's episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you hoes later.